everybody, welcome back to Move Your Body. I've had a bit of time off this week due to increased work hours, but today we're going to do an outside Move Your Body session all about moving our bodies in the garden. Gardening is a great way to work out, and I know that as we get outside in the garden, a lot of us love to do that, but find certain activities a little bit more challenging as we have decreased mobility, decreased movement, decreased strength. So we're going to try and build up some of those muscles that we use in the garden. To start with, we're going to start with a warm-up, which is literally walking around your garden. So if you need to use a mobility aid for this, use it. But otherwise, I want you to try and walk around your garden. We're going to do that for a couple of minutes just to warm up our bodies before we get into some of our other movements. Try and walk briskly as you do it and walking forward. Give your arms a little bit of a swing as you go and get the heart pumping. Let's enjoy this beautiful outdoor weather that we've been having. And if you have a wee puppy dog, they'll be enjoying you walking in the garden too. Now remember to do this at your own pace and at your level. But what we're trying to do is just warm up a little bit before we do anything else. Couple more turns. Okay, hopefully you feel a little bit warmer. I've got the advantage at my house where I have a bit of land that we can do a bit of walking, but if you've only got a small backyard, just walk around your small backyard and that's fine. But we should just feel a little bit warmer, a little bit like our heart's pumping, ready for the next exercise. Today you are going to need some things that most of you will have in your own home. So I'm going to, before we start each particular exercise, I'm going to show you what you need. I'm going to pause and then I'm going to allow you a chance to go and get those things that you need for that exercise, rather than telling you what you need for all the exercises at once. So I'm just going to get you to pause the video yourself when you hear me after I tell you what you need, and then we'll do the exercise. First up, you're going to need a ladder or a step stool. So I brought out one ladder here, or you can use a little step stool. If you've got one inside, whatever's easiest, whatever you've got. So I'm going to pause now and give you a second to go and grab those. Alright, if you're back with me and you've grabbed your ladder or your step stool, what we're going to do is look at balance and look at climbing ladders. It's very easy as we get older to find this to be quite challenging, and so we don't actually try to do it anymore because we feel too unstable. But we're going to have a go at it today. Now, we're going to show you a few levels. First of all, if you've got great mobility, I want you to climb up a few rungs. Now, we're not climbing all the way to the top because we're actually exercising here, so it doesn't really matter. But we're going to climb up and we're going to climb down. Make sure your ladder is on a stable surface and make sure that you hold on to the edges of your ladder. So we're going to do that a few times if you can manage to go up that high. Now, if your mobility is a little bit reduced, and you don't think you can do that, I want you just to step up to the first run and back down again. But I want you to do it with alternating legs. Holding on, we're building up some muscles, because being on a ladder is something that we need to do if we want to reach things in the trees or do a bit of pruning. So we're just getting our heart pumping, our muscles moving, building up the muscles in our legs. We can go a couple up and then down again. You don't have to go high for this one. It's just about building confidence, building stability, building balance, building muscle strength. If you've only got a step stool, same principle, hold on to it, step up, step down. Remember, always be safe, always find your balance, and never go higher than you feel comfortable doing until you can build up those legs and build up that level of balance. Get your heart pumping. Let's do this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, our next exercise is called a farmer's carry. So for this exercise, we need, if you've got a couple of buckets, any sort of bucket, but for this one, you need a bucket with a handle is the ideal. I've just found 2 buckets in my shed, bucket with a handle, and then you need something inside the bucket that produces a little bit of weight. So for me, I'm going to use some bricks that I had lying around, but you could use cans from your pantry. You could use a little bit of dirt from the garden if you've got time to grab that, some stones, anything that creates a little bit of weight so that when you pick them up, there's a little bit of weight as you go to do your exercise. Now what I want you to do is when you put your weight in, work out a good weight for you that's both a little bit heavy but not too heavy that you can't walk with it. So take some time now, pause the video and go and get your bucket and your weights or your things that you're going to put in your bucket to give you a little bit of weight. Okay, if you're back with us now and you've got your bucket and your weights, we're going to do what's called a farmer's carry. So for this one, you need to find as much open space as you can, and we're going to use our buckets and we're going to walk with our buckets. Now, part of this is using a bit of balance and stability, but also part of it is building up a little bit of arm strength and back strength. So when you do this, you're going to literally just walk with your buckets on the side. You don't have to walk quickly. If your buckets are quite heavy, you can walk a bit slower. So find somewhere that you can at least do 10 steps forwards and back. So as you start to do it a bit more, they're going to get a bit heavier, but don't put your buckets down unless you absolutely have to. Alright, back and forth. We're going to do another 6 back and forths. 6. 5. Now my buckets, even though I've only got 1 brick in them, they're starting to feel a wee bit heavy now. Remember, if you're walking and you need to place them down for a second, catch your breath, bring them up again, let's go. Two more. Last one. Remember always to protect your back, shoulders back, arms nice and strong. And when you go to put your buckets down, I want you to place them down. Use your knees, don't bend over with your back. So you don't want to hurt your back. Righto, so that was our farmer's carry. Now we are doing a slightly longer than normal session today because we've got quite a few exercises in the garden that will be very helpful. The next exercise we're doing is actually looking at grip strength. So we looked there as we were carrying our farmer's buckets, I was finding that it's using a lot of grip strength. The other thing is, when we use pruning shears, we need good grip strength. And as we get older, that's one of the things that tends to decrease our grip strength. Also, if you have a fall and you need to grab onto something quickly, or if you need to pull yourself up from sitting using a railing, having good grip strength is very important. So we're going to work on grip strength now. This exercise can actually be done anytime, not just in the garden, but I'm including it in this workout today. For this particular exercise, all you need is a soft squishy ball. So if you've got any soft squishy ball around your house, I want you to go and get it. If you do not have a soft squishy ball, you can use a small cushion. It's not as effective and I find it a bit more challenging, but it does still work. So take a moment and go and get yourself a soft squishy ball. Okay, if you're back with me now with your soft squishy ball, we're going to start by placing the ball in one of our hands and extending our arm out straight. Now from here, with that soft ball in our hands, with our hands extended, we're going to turn the ball over. Now you have to actually hold on to the ball. So this will work the muscles in your arm, but it's also working the grip strength. From here, we're actually going to use, I'll just show you, I'm just putting my hand here so I can show you, we're going to use one finger at a time and press into the ball. So you still have to hold the ball, but you're going to put pressure from your pinky to your ring finger, to your middle finger, to your index finger, to your thumb, and back again. Thumb, finger, all the way back to your pinky, and rolling it round like so. We're going to keep going. It's quite challenging. I'm really starting to feel it in my fingers. Keep rolling them round so that each of them have to hold it a little bit longer. Do this as best you can. Now obviously if your arm is fatiguing, you can bring it back in and have a rest, but keep going if you can. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it over. All right, now we're going to put the other hand on top of the ball and we're going to do it with the other hand. Same thing, rolling your fingers around, pushing in with each finger. Hold that ball so that each of them have a chance to push into the ball. You're rolling your fingers. Roll it round, hold it out. It's challenging. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, with this next one, we're going to bring our hand below, and we're now going to use both hands, and we're going to effectively try to twist the ball. So you're not going to be able to, but it's that sensation of trying to twist the ball away from yourself. Twist. So one hand is twisting this way, the other hand is twisting the opposite way. And so you're pushing into the ball, twist, twist. 3, 4, 5. Now swap to twisting the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that is our grip strength exercise. Now that one there is a good one to do at any time. You can just use a softball and do it while you're sitting inside. Do your grip strength exercises. You can even do your grip strength with your ball upside down, but it works much harder when you're holding it, when you're holding your ball and letting the ball hang. Okay, we've only got 2 more exercises. The next exercise involves the good old wheelbarrow. Whenever you're gardening, I know I need a wheelbarrow. So, for this exercise, I'll move out my extras. You need to go and find yourself a wheelbarrow or something that you can push. If you don't own a wheelbarrow, you could use a wheelie bin, you could use your wheelie walker, but something that you can push and add weight to. So, remembering that we need a bit of weight as well. So like I said before, I'm using bricks for mine because that's what I had, but you can use cans, you can use cushions if that's the only weight you need, but you could use anything that creates a little bit of weight into your wheelbarrow at your level. So take a few minutes, go and grab yourself a wheelbarrow, and we're going to do a pushing exercise now. Okay, if you're back with me and you've got your wheelbarrow, this is the exercise we're going to do. We are simply going to work at two things. First of all, we're going to work at bending and pull, and down, and pull. So we're looking at lifting with our legs, not bending with our backs, and we're using our arms. Now I need a little extra weight in my wheelbarrow, just a little bit light. And actually if your wheelbarrow is too light, you will find it a bit too hard to do. So make sure it's heavy enough that you can feel the weight, but it's not too challenging that it makes you feel unstable. You do want to work yourself though, so challenge yourself. So remember, gripping onto your wheelbarrow, bending with your knees, and keeping your arms straight, your shoulders back. We are lifting, and we are bringing it down. Lifting, and down. We're going to do 10 of these. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right, now our next part of this exercise, using the wheelbarrow, or in your case the wheelie bin or the wheelie walker or whatever it is you're pulling or pushing with, we are going to use our lift and we're going to walk with our wheelbarrow, pushing the wheelbarrow. Now depending how long your yard is, then we're going to actually bend down and we're going to pull our wheelbarrow. It requires locking on your core and keeping it stable. We're pulling our wheelbarrow now. Remember, never bend your back. Back we go. Push your wheelbarrow. Pull your wheelbarrow. And as you can see, your wheelbarrow, when you pull, will want to wobble. So it's up to you to keep your arms steady, your core locked on, and keep it stable. It's a bit unbalanced, and that's a good thing because it means you have to work your core. Pushing. We're nearly there. You've done really well today. It's been a longer one and a bit more involved because you've had to get equipment. Give it a pull. Keep going. All right, let's do 2 more. We're going to push. And then we're going to pull. Pull it down. Lock that core and keep it stable. Nearly there. All right, bringing it down. Okay, so I wanted to show you this exercise today, these exercises today, to show you exercises relevant to your environment, to show you that when you do gardening, you use a lot of muscle groups and that it is a great form of exercise. But as we get older, sometimes we need to strengthen some of those muscles that we use in those everyday activities. So I hope you enjoyed today's different move your body exercise routine in the garden. Don't forget, this is just the start of your journey. If you haven't moved your body already today, get out there, get into the garden, get outside and go for a walk and continue to move your body. See you next time.